Hi everyone, my name is Kristen and I will be discussing chapters 1 through 3. Chapter 1 talks about the basis of communication. Communication is the simultaneous sharing and creating of meaning through human symbolic interaction. We use communication through social media and also social networking. Social media is highly accessible technology that facilitates communication, such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and what we've been using for our introductory speech about me. Social networking is individual connections by friendships, family, and common interests. So for me, as you can see, I'm a natural girl and I would join a group on Facebook that caters to natural hair so that we can all share our common interests with the products that we use or the styles that we decide to use for our hair. Also within the chapter, we talked about the types of communication. There are 3 types of communication: public communication, mass communication, and communication via social media. Public communication is communication delivered to an audience, such as President Obama giving the State of the Union address. Mass communication would be broadcast, and for us, our local news would be WRL, a local radio station would be 102 Jams, national news would be the New York Times, and international would be BBC International. Communication via social media, as I explained before, would be social networking. In chapter 2, we talked about perception and interpretation. Perception is how a person views a specific topic, and interpretation is the assigning of meaning to a stimuli. As we discussed heavily last week, the Confederate flag, I found an article dealing with this topic. The article is called "Putting Confederate Flag in a Museum is a Fight Too." Within the article, there were 2 gentlemen that discussed their views or perception of how they feel about the Confederate flag. One young man felt that the Confederate flag should be shown because it was a part of our history and that it shouldn't be hidden away because he felt that the Confederate flag is what made our American flag. It is a part of what our American flag is. The other gentleman felt that the Confederate flag was a part of our past and we should just move forward. We also talked about culture within the class, and culture is a set of interpretations about beliefs, values, norms, and social practices. For example, Dr. Robinson used President Obama's handshake. In a formal setting, President Obama would use a formal handshake, but in an informal setting, he would use what we are familiar with as a dap. In chapter 3, we talked about self-concept and self-image. Self-concept is our perceived self or how we view ourselves, which is determined by our experiences. Self-image is how we see ourselves or our mental picture. So for example, for me, when I was in high school, I played volleyball, so I would see myself as an athlete. Also, we talked about self-fulfilling prophecy, which is expectations we have of ourselves or others have of us that help to create the conditions that lead us to a predictable act. For example, seeing as we're in a speech class, for the speech on Thursday, if I continue to say to myself that I'm going to do horrible during the speech or they're not going to understand me, then that the day that I get up to do the speech, then those things will happen. I would do horrible and my classmates wouldn't understand me. The prophecy has to be set of something going one way, and it does go that way. In these 3 chapters, we talked about what communication is, the types of communications that we have, what is perception, and also our self-concept and self-fulfilling prophecy. I hope you all have a great night, and thank you.